Let me ask you this. Who would you be if you stopped carrying everybody else's weight? If you stop feeling, if you stop holding together what they refuse to hold for themselves. For most of us, that thought feels terrifying because we've been conditioned to believe that our worth is tied to what we can do for others. But what if I told you that's the lie? Keeping you small, keeping you guilty, keeping you in survival. Today, we're going to talk about breaking that contract because your worth has never been in what you carry, it's in who you are. Welcome to the Powerfully You podcast. I'm your host, Sharika, and I help emotionally wounded, spiritually curious people heal from trauma and reclaim their voice so that they can stop people pleasing, start living their truth, and turn their pain into power. In today's episode, we're talking about the heavy weight so many of us carry, the unspoken belief that our worth is in what we can do for others. That if we stop giving, stop fixing, stop overextending, we'll lose love, we'll be abandoned, we'll be rejected. But Spirit is teaching me that maybe, and maybe you too, that the opposite is true. Love rooted in obligation isn't love at all. And when you stop carrying what isn't yours, you finally step into freedom. Where the lie started. Growing up, I was made to feel like my mother's healing was my responsibility. Her life was my responsibility. My family's survival was my responsibility. And the truth is, as a child, I believed it. I believed that if I worked hard enough, carried enough, bent enough, maybe I will be worthy of her love. That's the root issue. Many of us are trained the same way. Do more, and maybe you'll be enough. Sacrifice yourself, and maybe you'll be accepted. Carry everyone's burden, and maybe you won't be abandoned. But that belief system doesn't stop in childhood, it follows us into adulthood. Sorry, that's the truth. For me, I found myself carrying the people I love the most responsibilities the same way. Their restlessness, their addictions, their responsibilities somehow became mine. And spirit had to remind me it never was. The emotional arc. Here's the truth about what happens in your body when you stop carrying what isn't yours. First, guilt shows up. That little voice that says, I have time, I can do it, I should do it. That's conditioning, that's survival mode. Then fear creeps in. They'll get angry, they'll reject me, they'll make my life uncomfortable. That's the memory of punishment and abandonment resurfacing. But when you stand firm, when you actually say no and hold it, something else comes: relief, freedom, space to breathe. That's the cycle. Guilt, fear, relief, freedom. That's your nervous system rewiring itself to see the boundaries as safety instead of danger. Reclaiming your soul's truth. The truth, the shift comes when you realize your worth is not in what you can carry for others. Your worth is in who you are. Even if you're carrying nothing but yourself. That means saying no doesn't make you unlovable. Boundaries don't make you the enemy. Carrying somebody else's responsibility doesn't make them better. It makes them weaker. Love without choice is not love. Obligation is not care. And your soul is teaching you that letting people carry their own lives is the most loving thing you can do for them and for you. Devil's advocate. But Sharitha, isn't that selfish? Isn't it cold to say that's not my responsibility? Don't we owe it to family to help them when we can, as needed? I hear that. And here's the truth. There's a difference between helping and rescuing. There's a difference between supporting and carrying. Helping empowers people, carrying enables them. Supporting encourages growth. Rescuing rob rescuing robs them of it. So no, You're not selfish for refusing to abandon yourself. You're not cold for letting others hold their own life. You're finally breaking the cycle of codependency that's been passed down for generations. That's not selfish, that's love with integrity. And you're fucking tired. Reflective moment. I want you to sit with these questions for yourself. How does my body feel when I stop carrying what isn't mine? Guilt, fear, relief, freedom. What would it look like if I believed my worth was whole, even if I never carried another thing for anybody else again? Amen. Who in my life do I need to who in my life do I need to lovingly give their responsibilities back to them? Take this shit. What would it mean to stop proving my worth and simply live in it powerfully? Take a breath, journal it out, let the answers rise. Final soul truth. Your worth is not a transaction. It's not measured by how much weight you can carry or how many fires you can put out. You are not the fire department. Your worth is inherent. It is in your being, your breath, your soul. Even when you're carrying nothing but yourself, you are already enough. And I know it's hard to feel like that sometimes. Thank you for sharing this space with me today. If this, not yours, mine, if this episode reminds you that your worth isn't in what you carry, but in what you are, hold on to that. I know it's hard. Keep trusting your guides. Keep choosing authenticity over obligation. And remember, love rooted in guilt is not love at all. It is transactional. It is exploitation. It is not love. And if this episode moves you, like, and if this episode moves you, take a moment to like, subscribe, and share it with someone else who needs to hear it. Until next time, stay true, stay tender, and stay powerfully